I'm Susan. Today I'm just going to do a little bit of rubber stamping. I'm going to make some ephemera for my journals and maybe for cards, we'll just see. And I'm just going to stamp on some of my scraps and we'll just see where this takes us. I don't have a whole lot of Christmas stamps, but I do like what I have. I think I'm going to start with some of these. I thought about just stamping some stuff to add into my journals to fussy cut around. So we'll just see how this goes. I like this little reindeer. And I've never used these stamps before, so I'm kind of rub it to see if it'll help it stick better. And I'm going to use the Versacolor for this. I don't have a lot of Christmas stuff built up yet. I really need to. Christmas is catching up with me really fast. Let's see here. Hard to tell, except for me making a mess. How are y'all today? Did y'all have a nice weekend? Well, today is Monday for me. I'm not sure what day it'll be for you. Oh, that turned out pretty good. I'm going to do a couple of these. And then I'll do a couple of each one. That way I have a couple of each one to add into my journal or whatever I use them for. He is adorable. All right. Now let's get that Christmas tree. How many of you like to rubber stamp? I wished I was nearly as good at it as I see a lot of these people on YouTube. I do love Christmas. That one's a little blurry, but I'll still use it. That's better. Well, we didn't do too much this weekend. My sons and husband had to work Saturday, so I just worked on some crafts and such, and worked on getting my video up for Saturday. It took all day to load up. Our internet is not good. We have to use our phone, or we have a hotspot because we don't have internet where we live. But they're getting it here, but then we'll probably end up moving, so that's just the way it goes for us. Alright, let's see what, oh, I like that little lamp thing. Let's see if I say lamp, it says joy. always been kind of jealous of people that live uptown that have fast internet, because that's something we have never had. Let's see. In fact, I was grown and married before we had more than 3 channels, because we couldn't get cable where I grew up. I've always lived in a rural area. Out in the country is what we always called it. These are really some pretty stamps. I can't even remember where I got them. I like that. Do one more yet. A lot of the YouTubers I watch on paper crafting are doing Christmas, as well as DIYs. The DIY people I watch. It's that time of year, but I've been really wanting to start my Christmas journal, and I'm still waiting on my ink. Let's see, I like those. I'm determined to stick my finger in the ink. Let's see what else we got. I want to try. I was trying out that one. Let's see. Hopefully I can do better with these. I've had these for years. It's been years since I've used them, but I never could ever get a clear impression. So I'm hoping time has made it better. Maybe I picked up a few tips. One thing I remember, I would stamp it and lift it up, but they say to let it sit for just a little bit so the ink can transfer from the rubber stamp to your paper. That's not too bad. It's a little pale, but still, I like it. At least everything printed, or stamped, I should say. Let's see what I get this time. It was a little faded right there, but much better. I like that. Lost my paper towel. I've got to get me some baby wipes. I need to get me some more pens to color in. Alright, now I've got this pretty poinsettia. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm not sure if I ever tried this one or not. But yeah, yesterday we went to church. Sunday's always lazy. I put on some Santa Fe soup in the crock pot, and so we come home to lunch and football and a nap. I always get up early. My husband, he had to be at work at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I get up with him most days. So Sunday's my catch up on sleep day. I like that. got out my alphabet stamps also. I want to do a few words that you use. I'll stamp on some of my coffee dyed paper. Love it. I just hope I have all the colors I need. Now this isn't a true black, it is on charcoal, so let me see. Alright. Now I want to do some letters. Now I've got Merry Christmas. But I think, I don't know if I want to use charcoal. I've got some stays on, black and in timber brown. I'm trying to rebuild up my stash of colors. Let's see. I may wait and do that in a color. Let me just do, let's see. We'll do joy. Joy, maybe Mary, I like this. What's some more Christmas words? Noel. Probably should have stamped backwards to make sure I have enough room. Will it fit? Barely. Yep, I should have went backwards. That's cute. I've got all kinds of scraps here. Now, let's see. We'll do Mary. Will this one fit? I'm not sure. We'll go with this one. I like it. Oh, let's try it. Why not? All right. And peace. time I'll start. Where's my E? There's my E. Tricky spelling backwards. I'll just say it adds character. Love them. Okay. Let's see here. L O V. Christmas is the time of love. Let's see. Well, we can't forget the most important. Jesus. All right. Joy, peace, Noel, love, Jesus, Mary, happiness. Let's see. Love it, H-A. Now you're going to learn I don't know how to spell well. P, P, I. Where's my N? There it is. N, E, and S. All right. Okay. Let me get my markers, and I think I'm just going to set these over here. Hopefully I can find some colors. Let's see what we have. I have Tombow markers from years ago. And hopefully they will still work. Get some of our traditional colors. Let's see. I wished I could do the coloring in like so many do. Oh, let me cover up my ink. I wish I could blend and do all of that. I really should learn to do that. And I have it on my wish list to get alcohol markers. I don't have any of those. I know Rachel on Roxy's Creations, she's been using I think it's called a Wahoo markers. I know the Copic is really expensive. I would much rather get 100 markers for 100, you know, around $100 or whatever, instead of 3 for 50 something. I'm sure they're good though. I have a collaboration coming up for journals. I belong to a group that we do collaborations once a month. That was another reason why I decided to start my paper channel. I've been thinking about it for months, but I already have 2 channels and they're hard to keep up with, so I just wondered if I should, or just keep whatever I may do on my DIY channel. But people who watch DIY videos may not necessarily be into paper crafting, and I love the paper crafting most of all. It's just, it relaxes you and you get to be so creative. Of course you are with DIYs as well, but I just decided, after I have not been a part of the collaboration for long, and I was invited in, and I decided I would just go ahead and start my papercraft channel before my first video comes up on, I think it's Friday if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this one's faded. Let's see. That's a bummer. Okay. Yeah, there's no need to hold. I hate to throw them away, but I end up never being able to use them and get it out of my way, so I'll know what I have. But anyway, the collaboration is this week, and whether I get my ink or not is going to determine on what my video will be, because I had intended to start my Christmas journal, but I can't print out my papers. But I do have another video that I'd already done. I just have to edit it, and I may just end up doing that. And that's fine too, because I'm going to put it up eventually anyway. It's pretty, but I wished I could shade. I love those deep dark red poinsettias. The vintage. Oh, I love them. I love to get that dark, dark red. I'm not sure if this is more of a big mess. Let's see. that a hot mess? I don't have the colors to blend. It's not terrible, but it looks like something that a child did. Wonder. Alright. Oh, that kind of looks Christmassy. Oh, that's pretty. I've used this paper in projects. Let's see what else. That's pretty. Okay. Let's see which one did. This one I may just. Let me see. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna use the brown. I'm thinking since I'm not that great of an artist, that maybe if I stamp it on some pretty paper. See how that looks. Because those kind of look like poinsettias in a way. And the color's right. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Do I want to use that as a page, or do I want to stamp? Oops. Yeah, I think the colors like I've used go better on like the little Christmas tree and reindeer. Let's see. But I like this for the vintage looking. Because you know your red's already, it's black unless I stamped it in red. I think I've got some red ink. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. And that way, if I want to, I can cut it in half and use it as a short page. Now let's see. Let me see if I can find my red ink. Sorry about the reaching. Ah, Hollyberry red. Okay. And I probably should clean my stamp. Okay. Hopefully it still works. I've had these are probably 20 years old. May not even have any ink in them anymore. Let me try it out before I put it down. of a mess, I tell you. Not bad. I like that. Everything's falling. I need a bigger table. Words on this one, so pay attention to the direction. Hopefully it'll show up with this. May not. Did a little bit. I like that. That's pretty. I might fussy cut that one. Not sure about the poinsettia one because you have the green leaves. That one I may ought to stick with black or the charcoal. I'm not sure. I'm going to go for it. It's much better when you can take the lid off. It's pretty. I don't think it did so well right there though. I can see the ink there. Try it. Can't really, it's hard to get a stamp this big down in there. Yeah, that one's much better, although it did shadow. But with the paper, it really doesn't, I don't think it matters too much, but it did shadow. If I notice it, I'm sure many experts will notice for sure. All right, let's see about pretty. Here we go. Just go for it somewhere. Pretty. I'm going to fussy cut those. I'm going to fussy cut this. And I like that even though it did blur. I'll fussy cut that. And I think I'm going to, I wish I could find a see what this green looks like. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe just do some touch instead of trying to do everything, just do a little bit. It's a pine cone, isn't it? Just give a hint of color. And this one's not so bright. All right. I'm going to finish coloring these, and I'm going to fussy cut them out, and I'll be back to show you how they turned out. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I finished. I did a few more words. I did them in red this time. And I found my old EK pencils from years ago, and so I kind of mixed my colored pencil with my Tombow markers, and I really like how that looks. But let me show you what I ended up with. I've got this one, or it can either go this way. I'm going to probably use it in my journal like a page. I'm going to have to back it with maybe some coffee dyed paper because the ink came through. And I've got the stocking, and I love the way it looks on the paper here. And I used this paper with the red for the poinsettias, and I really like that. And I just kind of did a rough fussy cut around it. And then I've got my other poinsettias. This one I used the colored pencils on, and this one and I'm not sure which I like better. I love the dark color, but I think it looks cleaner this way, but I like them both. And then I also stamped this stocking with this paper with the stocking, and then just did it in red, and I inked it in red also. This one I inked in a pine green, and this one I just did the vintage photo. I inked these two with a vintage photo, and I really love how they look. They've got that antique-y look. I've got my Joy, and I inked this one in the pine green and this one in that red that I used. I got my little reindeer, and I also inked it in pine green and this one in the red. And I just fussy cut the little trees. And I found some more stamps that I had, some little mini stamps where you stamp the color and then you stamp the outline on. And here's my letters, and I inked them with the antiquing, and I really, really love how these turned out. I like those a lot. And then I did some in red, and I had some stamps that said Joy and Peace and Merry Christmas. And there's my other Merry Christmas in red. I really like these. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Ring that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And until next time, Merry Christmas, y'all. Bye.